name.
Sheila's her name.
Sheila.
What's your name?
Tim. Looney.
Tim what?
Looney.
Looney.
Yes.
Tim Looney.
I was born that way.
Okay, I got you. So was I. So tell me about the bike and the story.
You want the hogwash or the truth?
Well, and just tell me about you and motorcycles and how you got this bike and...
Well, about me and motorcycles, I've got 5 bikes, all kickstart that are plated, and I got 6 more that I ain't got plates on.
Okay.
I own 1 motorcycle that has an electric starter on it, and that's a 69.
Okay.
I found this one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The person that owned it before me didn't know anything about British bikes, and the engine was totally destroyed.
Okay.
I had to rebuild it. I had to put a new piston in it, had to rebuild the head, had to put a new oil pump in it. And by the way, I'm using roofing flashing, aluminum roofing flashing for a head gasket.
No way.
Yeah, it
Wait,
works.
Hey, don't surprise me a bit. That makes sense.
Your first name is?
Tim,
Tim, what year is this bike?
the truth,
Yeah.
it's a 99.
Why do you say that? 1899.
No. It's a 99. The truth is, it's a 99. They're still making these suckers in India.
No way.
Yeah.
So this bike came from India?
Yeah.
Really?
It's what happened. I hate to put this on film. I hate to tell the truth on film.
That's okay.
Back in the 50s, when Enfield was such a popular bike in England, they opened a plant in India.
Okay.
Back when India was part of the Commonwealth.
Yep.
Well, when Enfield went out of business in the 60s, the Indian government bought the plant and continued to produce 1955 technology motorcycles.
So this is the same design of a 55.
This is a 55.
Built in 99.
Built in 99.
So they just bought their, they bought all the whole assembly line.
They bought the assembly, but they never upgraded anything.
That's amazing.
Until 2000.
And what, the engine, is it like a 650 or
It's a 500 single cylinder.
No
Electric starters.
Single carb.
Single carb. Kickstart, and if you don't know how to start it, it will break your leg.
Does it run on a magneto?
Alternator.
No battery.
Yeah, it has battery ignition,
Okay.
but the headlight won't even come on until you
Start the motor?
start the engine, because it runs directly off the alternator.
Wow. Wow, wow.
So when you get in traffic and slow down, your headlight gets real dim.
Yeah.
It's Lucas Electrics, and back in the 60s we referred to Lucas as the Prince of Darkness.
Sure.
Because you can't see a thing with it. And this sucker at night, I have to run high beam just to see the high road.
Wow.
Highway.
Do you ride at night?
I don't ride it at night.
You don't ride it at night.
It just
Probably a good idea.
well, too, and because I've been riding back roads, and too much wildlife.
Too much.
Yeah.
What have you seen? Big.
Grizzly.
That's pretty big.
I had a grizzly come through my campground when I was in the Tetons.
Wow.
He walked around. It was a young grizzly. He walked around, sniffed my bike. I just sat on the picnic bench and watched him. Everybody else in the whole park was going, panic, bear, bear, bear. And I just sat there while he sniffed around my bike and finally walked off on his own.
Wow.
And there was a fox that came through my campsite twice every day.
Wow.
Apparently the campsite was right smack dab in the middle of his route.
And you've got canteens of water.
Water.
And let me ask you something. Are these panniers military issue, or is this the way it came?
They're
Or
military issue. It came on the military bike.
did it come on this bike?
It came on this bike.
So this bike looked just pretty much like it did when you got it.
Except that I got rid of the shine on it. It had a high wax shine on it.
I mean, was it the same color?
Oh yeah, this is original color.
I mean, it looks, Tim, it looks totally like a military bike.
Well, that's supposedly it was.
Amazing.
So.
And tell me about like the stuff you carry as far as, not tent and stuff, but I'm talking about mechanical stuff and oil and gas.
Stuff?
Yeah.
I've got the jerry can is out of Czechoslovakia.
And what's in the
5 liter.
gas is in the can?
Gasoline. Well, what else you put in the
I don't know.
Gasoline with the gas in the tank and the gas in the jerry can, I can go 300 miles between gas stations.
Okay, that's pretty good.
The tank will get. I've done 225 miles just off the tank of gas.
What?
And it's a 3.3 gallon.
Okay.
It's not even a 3.5. It's 3.
So you just keep it on reserve? No, I guess you don't keep it on
I
reserve.
try not to put on reserve because when you run reserve, you're picking up all the trash in the bottom of the tank.
Right. Good point.
So I always try to fill up before I hit reserve.
And this is oil right here in these smaller cans.
These oil cans are for one's for the transmission and the other's for the. It's old style construction. The transmission's bolt on.
Built right there for the,
It's built on. It's bolt on. It's not part of the engine.
like it's built in India.
And so are you have to use gear oil for the tranny, right?
You use a combination of gear oil and litho grease.
Okay.
If you use straight gear oil on it, it won't stay in there.
Okay.
The oil seals in the transmission are felt.
Oh, wow.
Pack bearing.
They're pack bearing felt, and you have to use mixed litho grease and 140 weight gear oil.
Did you go through the tranny at all when you got it? Did you
The
go?
transmission?
Yeah.
I readjusted.
Okay.
I had to do some adjusting on it.
So
When I got this thing, the piston was broken right around the oil ring.
okay.
Looked like somebody had taken a cutting torch and cut the thing off. The
Wow.
top came off the piston. The exhaust valve was wallowed down in the seat so bad that there was no adjustment left to it. The worm gear on the oil pump was stripped out, and the bike only had 2,000 miles on it. The kid that owned it didn't know how to set the timing on it because there are no timing marks on these bikes.
Okay.
You have to set the timing by top dead center of the piston.
2DC, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't do it that way. I just do it by ear because I've been doing British bikes forever.
Yeah.
Is that what you retired from, bikes, or?
No, I retired from commercial printing.
Really?
I'm a printer.
So how did you tell me about? I mean,
I've been riding motorcycles since '62.
okay.
Yeah. Well,
My first bike I rode in '62 was a Sears Allstate.
Wow.
I
So-
still got a '63 Sears Allstate motorcycle. People forget they sold motorcycles as well as the scooters.
So Tim, on this trip, have you had any mechanicals? Have you had to adjust? Do you have to adjust the valves every so often, or?
Oh, you got a lot of questions here. All right.
Well, I'm a motorcycle guy.
All right.
I'm going to share this with a lot of motorcycle
Okay.
guys.
When I rebuilt the engine, I mentioned the valves were wallowed down the seat.
Yeah.
I thought, I'll fix that problem. I'll put oversized valves in it. And I found it, did some checking, and valves out of a Chevy short block, the same stem size. You had to cut them and re-groove them.
Okay.
And the ones that I put in were dome valves. Every 500 miles, I was having to readjust the things.
When you put those valves
When
in.
I put the Chevy valves in.
Okay.
And after the third time of having to readjust, I said, every 500 miles.
This
ain't
is
right.
not. This ain't cutting it.
It ain't right.
Yeah.
So I pulled the head again. That valve looked like that.
Oh shoot.
It had started out like that.
Okay.
It had mushroomed.
Wow.
With Chevy valves.
Wow.
So I spent the money and bought some aftermarket automotive chrome vanadium valves.
Okay.
And reseated it.
Okay.
And re-guided it and put the chrome vanadium valves in it. And I've got about 25,000 miles on them since I put them in there.
Yeah.
I've not had to adjust them once.
That's amazing. Holy smokes. So you haven't had any mechanicals at all on your
the
trip?
right part for the right purpose, yeah?
Yeah, the right part, well, part of it is the old style valves just don't like unleaded gas.
Yeah,
The only,
exactly.
on this road trip,
Yes.
I broke a chain
You broke a chain.
because I didn't put a new one on before I left the house like
Okay.
an idiot.
Okay. Where did you get a chain?
Well, I carry spare parts with
So
me.
you had a chain with?
I had master links with me.
Okay.
And the wheel bearing and rear wheel went out.
What'd you do then?
I knocked it out, carried it to the parts store, and figured I was going to have to sit there for 3 or 4 days while they special ordered it. Would you believe the guy had one in stock?
You
that
got
fit
lucky.
This thing.
You got lucky.
Charged me $13.
Wow.
And then in a shade tree, beside the road motorcycle shop,
Yeah.
I stopped to get another chain because I knew that chain that was on there wasn't going to last again. He wanted $135 for it.
That's a lot of money.
I talked him down to 85.
Okay.
And I've put